Alright guys, so welcome back to, once again, to Stormhawk's Headcannon, where I kind of talk about the headcanon of everything from the Stormhawks universe. So today it is basically going to be talking about something that Carlotta Studios, my friend, wanted for me to talk about. Now, originally, a few videos ago, I talked about my thoughts on basically my headcanon for Starling and Repton's relationship. But there was one relationship Carlotta Studios was very curious about among my legions of ships that she was really curious about, and how I kind of put it in headcanon of how these two would work, and that's Junko and Dove. Now, Junko and Dove is very much like a crack ship, but in a weird way, hear me out. This, in an odd sort of way, does work. I think it would work if the two had a little more screen time together and were a little more closer to one another. Now, Junko, it's obviously another interspecies relationship, which, honestly, I think I have like 3 of those. I've got Starling and Repton, I've got this, and I've got Finn and Suzy Lou. And I feel like I'm missing one, but yeah. Anyway, so Junko and Dove, obviously... because here's I think the main reason why I kind of ship them as a relationship is that Junko and Dove are maybe from different species, and their personalities kind of complement one another, and it's very much like an opposite attract kind of thing, where you've got Junko, who is this big, burly, very much one of the strongest members of the Stormhawks universe. But he's at the same time this sweet, adorable guy who's just, this lovable oaf at times. And meanwhile, you've got Dove, who is this very skinny, not, unsuspecting, someone you wouldn't take as a serious threat. But really, she's very militaristic. She's very much like, kill it before it breeds kind of mentality. She has this very... militaristic mentality, and she's really fierce. So I think, it's very funny that, the strong guy is the kind one, and you've got the who seems like a frail little girl. Dove's actually the scary one of the two. So so that's why I think I kind of like the idea of them as a ship, because they're so different from one another. They're so much different from one another that it's adorable. They're so different from one another, it's adorable. So that's why I like them as a... that's why I like them specifically as a ship. But here's some headcanon, kind of talking about how this relationship started in my headcanon stories. So also, before I go any further, there's another reason why I kind of thought of this ship of Junko and Dove. Now, it's interesting to note that a lot of my ships, a lot of them do have a basis from another ship, and they're loosely based on that one. With Princess Perry and Cyclonus, it's loosely based off of the story of Hades and Persephone, that Greek myth. You've also got Repton and Starling, which is loosely based off of Beauty and the Beast. Finn and Suzy Lou is actually... that one is a little more close... that one... Actually, I'll talk about which fairy tale / myth that one's based off of whenever I get around to it. I want to keep that one a surprise. But for Junko and Dove, it's actually loosely based on the relationship of Quasimodo and Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame, because you've got this big gruesome sweetheart and this fierce and feisty young girl. So yeah, it was very much like one of the major inspirations for this ship is it's the Atmosian version of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, because wallops are inherently scary in the world of Atmos, but Junko, of course, is just a beautiful little child, and we can't have anything hurt him. But yeah, that's the thing. So with Dove, it's a little more different. She's very much very fierce. So that's, that was kind of one of the reasons of why I kind of like the idea of crack shipping them together. So for the headcanon, finally we'll get into the headcanon of it. The headcanon for Starling and Repton, Junko and Dove, is that Junko is pretty much looked at by, it kind of, how I thought it would start out is that they're on Dove's home Terra. They're visiting, just because like they're just resupplying, they're refueling, and that was the closest Terra at the time. And Junko's just kind of enjoying himself, but at the same time, Dove comes along and is like, I always hear these stories about how Wallops are one of the most scariest races in Atmos, but when I see you, you're kind of a pushover. And Junko is kind of like, well, I wouldn't say I'm that much of a pushover. where essentially she's basically telling him you're kind of a pushover, you're not like most Wallops, and he's like, yeah, I'm nice. But that was the thing, is that Dove is like, okay, but aren't Wallops supposed to be big and tough, and you're not really a credit to your race? And he's like, yeah, but those guys are mostly jerks. That's what he'd be like. He's like, those guys are mostly jerks, and what was I saying? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, that's how the relationship was started, is that they're kind of like, where Dove's kind of antagonistic to Junko, and because she's like, there's so much power to you, and honestly, you could take out a lot more Cyclonians if you just, cut loose, if you really were a little more assertive. And Junko's like, well, I'm not really about that. I'm not really, I'm not really a violent person. But you kind of are. So that's kind of the thing, is they kind of learn from one another, because Dove, I had it that after her imprisonment, she's suffering from a little bit of PTSD, so that makes her a little more standoffish with everyone, while Junko, the idea is that Junko's trying to help her get past her trauma, and he's just very sweet about it, and Dove starts to see him from this kind of person she considered to be a coward into someone she could care about. Just this big, adorable Rhino Man teddy bear is how she would look at him and just be like, oh, alright, you're not completely an asshole. And she'd also in turn teach him to be a little more assertive, but not to the point where you would go smashing stuff. It's more like she helps him help him stand his ground a little more often. And also, like, the two start to learn each other's, like, fighting techniques. Like, Dove teaches Junko, like, some cool hip throws, and Junko, I had this fun idea where Dove tries to use his knuckle busters, like Junko's knuckle busters, and she just immediately, like, almost breaks her arm trying to use them. He's like, sorry, they're a little heavy. Little heavy, he says. So that was kind of the idea, is that they both kind of learn from one another, and Junko is just very tender with her. Like, he's very tender and sweet with her, and with all these muscles, like, even Finn's, like, watching this, he's like, oh, dude, I didn't think Junko was, Junko was capable of hugging someone without breaking their back. Maybe that's just me. It's always you, Finn. So yeah, I think that would be kind of fun, is that Finn at first would be like, dude, why didn't she go for me? Why didn't she go for Junko? And Piper would be like, shut up, let him have this. Plus, Junko's a sweetheart, he needs this. By the way, you have Susie Lou, shut up. Oh, man. So there you go, guys, that's kind of a little explanation of my headcanon for Junko and Dove. So there you go. And also, Carlotta, I know you're watching this, because anything involving Stormhawks, you immediately, it's like ringing a dinner bell for you. I almost said dinger bell, Tinkerbell, well. Anyway, so hope you enjoyed this most of all, Carlotta, and sorry for the pauses, I'm kind of dealing with like 10 things at once, so yeah, sorry if I just had like some brain farts here and there. But once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.